My name is Vuk Klunglev-Klotz. I'm the director of Mutt, which is in the U.S. dramatic competition.
Hi, my name is Mimi Ryder, and I play Zoe in Mutt.
Hi, my name is Leo Meal, and I play Fenya.
And I'm Cole Doman, and I play John.
It is definitely reflective of my own experience, but I was able to take it a little bit away from my life. I'm trans, and I wrote this movie about 6 years ago. I tried to place all my fears in this film, and through that process found a lot of love and empathy in trying to see myself reflected in the people that were most afraid about me being trans, like my family, like my fear of not finding love, my younger siblings, just society at large. And I realized that, there was a lot of support and love around me. This movie is a lot about empathy.
When I first read the script, I was so taken by how nuanced and complex Vuk was able to, in the way that he was able to capture the trans experience, sort of just centering on the human aspects of our day-to-day lives that are not related to our gender, that are not motivated by our gender. That was a really big draw for me. And also, I think, at the end of the day, like, Fenya is really just desiring to be close to these people that he had once had relationships with. And his gender is like one aspect of that, but it's also the awkwardness of not having seen your ex in a while, and feeling like I did some things I regret in our relationship, and now I have to negotiate that anew. And similarly with the sibling dynamic, it's just like, how do you negotiate when you are siblings and yet your upbringing is really different from one another? And so that was like a really exciting opportunity to be able to explore things that, again, just kind of go beyond the tropes that we've seen in films so far.
Yeah, I think when you love someone, and it's like we had talked about it being their first love. So the first love is always with you, even if it doesn't end, even when it ends, it doesn't ever really end. And so I think here are two people who have gone separately in different directions, and they find each other back in the same place. It's like those hurt feelings immediately come up, but if once they start spending more time with each other, they realize that love is still present. But there's self-protection that's involved, because these are people who have hurt each other. And you kind of see in this movie that oftentimes they're talking past each other. And you say the movie's about connection, but yeah, we can't seem to connect when we once were so connected. And I think that talks a lot about how, we grow up, we transition, and we try to find, what's next for us.
Yeah, I think Zoe's just really driven of like having a relationship with a sibling. It's the only person that I think truly understands Zoe and where she comes from. I think she just longs for that connection to be brought back to life.
When Leo got into New York, we went out to drinks.
Just to
Build
vibe,
that vibe.
Well, I think what was so cool is that a lot of people assume that somehow gender and sexuality are inextricably linked. And so if you are a person who is masculine of center, you therefore likely will desire a feminine of center person, a female person. And what was so cool about this for me was that Vuk was able to capture not only the experience of a non-binary trans person, as in someone who is trans but who does not want to be read in the world as just a man, and also a person who is in a queer and gay relationship with someone who, and John, I think we were talking about, identifies as straight. So it was like a cool revelation around this is just a real relationship. It has nothing to do with labels in a way.
Well, I'm just really proud, and I came up through the Sundance Writers Lab, so I just felt so honored to be able to present the work that I kind of started here, and also be here representing trans identity and kind of making some history.
We're coming in a lineage of Silas Howard's By Hook or By Crook that premiered at Sundance, the amazing documentary Disclosure that premiered at Sundance. And so it feels really cool to be in conversation with these films that changed history, and to be a small part of that is such a deep honor. And Sundance, it's the best festival, right? Are we allowed to say that? I don't know.